guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Araceli. Today's video is going to be a requested one. Someone requested that I do a DIY on light up letters. I know there's those marquee letters that have like the different little lights in there. I know that's kind of what I've seen at Ross and like Craft Warehouse and all those places, but I'm going to make a bigger size. I mean, not huge, but kind of big enough. I'm gonna put my own take on it, so we're gonna get started with that. You're not gonna need a lot of stuff. Basically, you're gonna wanna kind of measure out what you want. So I took just this graph paper, and so like every little block counted as 2 inches. So that's kind of how I did my measurements as far as how long and wide I'm gonna be cutting to make the letters. I will go ahead and put down what size I needed of each piece, and this will make a little bit more sense once I go along. So what you're actually going to need to make your letters is some foam board, and this is all Dollar Tree stuff, so it's budget friendly. Again, hopefully it turns out how I am envisioning it. I hope. Some twine. So I got these little packages. So it's jute twine. These are from the Dollar Tree. They have 3 different colors in there, but I'm going to use just the brown. You can either use these LED push lights or the tea lights. I don't really know which one I'm going to use yet, just because I haven't decided. So throughout the video, I guess I'll let you know which one I decide. Your hot glue and hot glue gun. Most important thing. You'll need a ruler, paper, and then an X-Acto knife. I will get to the video. The very first thing that I'm gonna start with is my foam board. I am gonna start my measuring. So I'm just gonna take my ruler and I'm gonna measure out the big pieces first. So basically, they're gonna be about 14 inches tall. So I'm gonna start with the first size. I listed how many pieces of what size I'm gonna need. So the very first piece that I'm gonna need is a 14-inch long, and I'm gonna make all the sides 4 inches wide. Okay, so you guys saw me measuring out the first. I'm gonna need 3 pieces of this 14-inch long. And just take your X-Acto knife and gently or carefully cut through it, layer it on top, and then just measure out my other 2 sides. I was doing one by one, but just to save time, I'm just measuring out all the pieces, and then after that I will be cutting. You're gonna need 30 sides. So starting with the biggest ones, these are all by 4 inches, so 4 inches wide. I'm gonna take my ends here, take my glue, and then attach that piece. So there is that. It's not perfect. Might be a little wonky. Now again, I don't know if I want to use these. They might not be very bright. Yeah, these are not going to be very bright. So I'm not going to use the tea lights. I'll save those for something different. I'm going to use the LED light. I might have to use two actually on this one just so that it illuminates nicely. Yeah, that might be better because it'll illuminate more. Okay, I'm gonna hot glue these to the bottom, and actually it already has one adhesive, so I'm gonna take that off and then just put some more hot glue around. Hopefully it stays. I think it'll be okay. Okay, now I'm gonna get my twine. I'm gonna take my wine and I'm gonna my twine, and I'm gonna start wrapping it. Let's see. And I'm just hoping my lights stay in place. And then I'll show you what I'm gonna do to avoid covering the lights, because at some point you're gonna wanna reach in there and either change them out or whatever, take them out. You know, I think that this twine might not be thick enough, but we'll see. Not thick enough for the look I'm going for anyway. So I had to leave and come back, and I am looking at this and it's way too wonky. I don't want that. So I'm just gonna make, that wasn't my plan, but it's just gonna have to work this way. I'm gonna do like the back to it just so that it gives it a little bit more support. Alright, there's the back. I should have just done this to begin with, but it's alright. You learn as you go. Okay, so now that I have that, what I'm gonna do is, oh, this is falling out. I'm gonna trace around the LED light, because I'm gonna cut a hole in the back to be able to take that out. So much sturdier and not wonky. Should have just done that from the beginning. As you can see, you have access to the light from in here. And I actually am gonna glue it all the way around here, because I'm gonna have to cut some parts. I'm gonna have to leave this open, so I'm just gonna glue it in the spots where I don't have the opening. Alright, so once you start getting to the ends here, you're going to want to put some glue. That way it doesn't move around. I'm not putting glue on every single time I go around it. I'm just doing it like at the very bottom, and then the ends and the top. Alright, that is all wrapped up, as you can see. I think I'm just going to paint this. I don't want to really worry about the yarn or anything. So this took exactly 2 of these rolls and then just a little bit more of a third one. I'm hoping that the other 2 letters don't take as much. And so now, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the strips of yarn that are blocking the so I just snipped it, and again I glued right on the end so that that wouldn't come out. I'm gonna do this to the top part also. All right, and then that way I can go ahead and still put that in there. And it might be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can also kind of stick your fingers in here because it's loose enough, and that way it'll kind of help you get a hold of it. And I wish there was an easier way of doing this. but there isn't. If I feel like this is too much work or like it's gonna interfere with my daily life, then I haven't lived, man, because there's bigger problems in the world and bigger fish to fry. Alright, so all wrapped up. I'm gonna go ahead and just go in there. And again, I put 2 of them just so it'll light up really nicely. I'm gonna turn off the light real quick. How cool is that? That's actually super bright, you guys. Because it has a 2 in there, and then of course the white inside makes it reflect really nicely. Woo! It's pretty cool. Alright, the A was a little weird. So I just made the middle corner first. Then I put like the legs. So if I show you here, first I made this part, the middle triangle. Then I attached these, and then the bottom part. And now I'm gonna attach the long ones. And then the top. All right, here is the final product. As you can tell, I gave it a little bit of a spray of gold paint, and then just a little bit on the yarn. And I didn't do it all because I ran out. So this is a result. This is in my dining area, so it's actually a pretty good size. So I went ahead and turned them on. That is the end result. And so as you can see on this one, I added the 2 lights just because it has the different little sections, and I wanted to make sure that the light hit all of it. And then here I just put the light at the top of the like at the center, and that way it kind of goes down. And then on the T. Alright, so that is it for this project. Thank you so much to the person who requested it. It was fun but challenging. It took me quite a bit, so if it's one thing about this project is that it's gonna be time consuming, especially when you're wrapping the twine around. Now, because I know I'm gonna get the comments of why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that, I did it to how it worked for me. You can wrap it with lace, you can wrap it with ribbon, you can wrap it with twine, yarn, acrylic, diamond wrap, whatever it is that you want to wrap it with, go for it. You can use the tea lights. They're not going to be very bright, so I would highly recommend the LED lights, the push lights. I used about 7 rolls of the twine, not the green one, and 4 lights, and about 2.5 of the foam board. So you're gonna want to buy 3 of them, so $3, so about 11 bucks. Another thing I wanted to touch on, I've been trying really hard to answer every single comment, but there's a lot now, so there might be some I miss. It's a lot of work, so I appreciate every single one of you that comments on my videos, even if it's negative. That just means you're viewing it. So if I miss any of your comments, just know that I'm watching. I'll leave a little heart or a thumbs up or something just to know that I'm acknowledging you. But if I don't get the chance to actually respond, don't be sad, don't be offended. Not that I didn't care to reply to you, but there's just a lot of comments coming in, so sometimes I may miss them. Sometimes they go into the spam file and seeing them, so just know that, okay? And I really appreciate you guys leaving all your comments, and I've gotten a few requests, so keep them coming. I like getting these ideas of what I can do because it's, you know, I'm kind of challenging myself. Again, this light up sign, it was really fun, really challenging. Not really challenging, but you kind of learn as you go. You learn how to kind of work things around, so maybe something I did, you guys can do it differently to where it's easier. And then again, plan on spending quite a bit of time on it just because it's a lot of measuring, a lot of cutting, a lot of this and that, and it's a good size. I can't really think of anything else. I'm sure I'm missing something, but 11 bucks. And that's just for 3 letters, okay? So I just spelled out the word 8 because that's a thing in my house that we love it. So again, you're gonna probably spend a little bit of a different amount if you consider taxes where you're at, or the size of the letters, the amount of letters you make. But the beauty of it all is that you can just make it to what fits your needs and what you want in your house. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Make sure you give me some more suggestions of what you want to see, because I'm happy to do that, and leave some thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.